Today I'm going to go through how to deploy a workstation using a relay. The first thing we're going to need to do is to set up a relay package. If you don't have one set up already, you're just going to go down to Network and then Packages, and we can create one just by clicking on Add. In this case, I already have a couple set up, so I'm going to click on the relay package here, and we're just going to select whichever modules you need, whichever best suit your company here, and so we can kind of make this match our workstation here. So the only real difference between the relay package and the workstation package in when setting it up like this is you just need the relay role checked here. So the relay, it acts as a automatic network discovery, package deployer, communication proxy, and update server. And I can show you a little more how that works here in just a second. But you can also scroll down here to scan before installation. So if you already have like existing antivirus, it may be easier to have it. It'll install a little faster if you have that unchecked. It may be easier, but it's probably recommended that we have that checked. It might just take a little bit longer. And then we just hit save. And then we have our relay package. And in order to install this, we just need to download it. So we can go to download here, and either like the Windows downloader, Windows Kit, 32, 64-bit, even the Linux downloaders, or Mac Kit. So the difference between Windows downloader and the Windows Kits is the Windows Kits are the full installation files, and the Windows downloader is will automatically detect which version of Windows it's operating on and choose the best version accordingly. So just to go in here to the workstation package real quick, just so you can see you only really want one relay depending on your network size. So the workstation packages are not gonna have that relay role attached to it. So if we go in here to network, I can show you how that works. So the endpoints will show up as a blank screen, a little gray blank screen here when nothing's installed on it, but it's detected on the network. And as soon as you install a relay, it's going to run a network discovery. And the relay actually looks like this with the two lines. And the normal endpoint with Gravity Zone installed on it will have the little B here with the blue background. So if you do need to run a network discovery, or if you had an endpoint that you maybe wanted to reconfigure and turn into a relay, you can just go to tasks, then reconfigure client. You can turn that into a relay here. And then if you do that, you can go back in here to tasks and then network discovery, and then that'll run a discovery. It could take up to an hour, but it should find the devices based on the Windows browsing service, Windows file browsing service. And so now, in order to deploy from that relay, all we have to do is right-click on the desktop and go to Tasks. And we just need our network credentials, so username, password. You can add as many as you need in here, depending on like your network size. In this case, I only have the one work group, so I'm just going to use the username and then the password. But if we're on a domain, we can use username @domain or domain/username. Then we're going to come down here, and it's going to ask us which relay we want to deploy it from. In this case, we only have the one, so we still have to check it just to make sure it's checked. It's going to have that blue check mark, and then we're going to choose which package we want to use. In this case, we're going to use that workstation package we talked about earlier, and save. This is going to create a task. It's going to go into the task section. In this case, I have probably a lot of failed ones here, but we can come in here, and then it's going to be pending. And this could take maybe, depending on network, maybe like a half an hour. Usually for me, it takes just a little bit longer to get installed. It's just a older laptop. So I'm going to go ahead and cut here, and then I'll pick up again once this is installed. Okay, so now that we have our endpoint installed, we can assign a policy to it. To do that, we're just going to right click and then go down to assign policy. And by default, we have our AV quarantine policy enabled. So I'm just going to change this to our test policy here, or we can just do D2C lab just for an example, and then finish. And actually, if you want to, you can assign a different policy for any endpoint that goes into that company just by right-clicking on your company here, then assign policy. And then you can go down the drop-down and select which policy you want there. But that is about everything for deploying the relay. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to us. Have a great day.